look, let's see how. Aww. It only said 65, actually. That was pretty fun though. Put that there just for me so that I could go fast. I didn't go that fast. I could have gone faster, but there's a lot of cops around here. I don't want to get in no trouble with the law. You know, I'm used to getting a ticket every year. I haven't got one this year. I'd like to keep it that way. So yeah, let me tell you a little bit about myself. I've been riding for 3 or 4 years almost. I had my license for a year, 3 years. I didn't have it for a whole year before I was riding. It wasn't planned. It was just that, you know, I just didn't bother getting it. But yeah, this bike's actually new to me. I used to be on a cruiser before, but seeing as how I have to drive further away to work, oh man, I decided to get a faster bike. That was close. I wasn't paying attention. I decided to get a faster bike so that I could get on the highway, because the other one was too slow. So when I would go on the highway, everyone was passing me, and it wasn't very fun. I couldn't pass anybody. I didn't like that very much. So now I got this. This is a GSXR 600. It's a Gixxer, 600 Gixxer, which I enjoy very much. I love this bike actually. Coming from a cruiser to a sports bike is very different. It's not too different, not extremely different, but it is very different. The riding style is a lot different. You know, the way you're sitting. I put my stuff close to the tank because that way, I don't know, I feel more comfortable that way. I'm not sure that's how you're supposed to sit on these bikes. I'm used to sitting back, you know, because I had a cruiser before. The first week or the first couple of days of riding this thing, my arms were in terrible pain because I put all my weight forward on them all the time. I wasn't sure how to get comfortable. Now, though, I feel a lot more comfortable sitting on this. It's not as comfortable as sitting on a cruiser, obviously. You know, it's not a lazy boy, but it is fairly comfortable. And I commute, so I mean, it's not like, here, I gotta go in here. I commute, so it's not like I'm not driving this. I'm driving this all the time. It was either a car or a bike. So I made the smart choice and I got the bike. Obviously, I was responsible. But no, I don't like cars. They feel weird. I feel like I have no control. You can't do this stuff on a car. I always feel like I'm gonna hit something. So I went for a bike. I don't regret the choice. Yes, if it's raining, no matter what the weather, I'm driving this thing. I've gotten pretty good at driving because of that, so that's a plus. The only thing that I'm afraid of is other cars. The rain, not really. Other cars, yes. People are bad drivers, man. They text and drive all the time. Okay, I was talking about switching over from a cruiser to a sports bike. So yeah, one of the things was the seating. The seating was very different. I wasn't comfortable for a little bit, but I got comfortable pretty fast. The other thing that was weird, I took the class on the riding class for the license, and so the way I learned how to drive this one was the same way that they told us to learn how to ride that bike. And so the first thing I did was test the throttle and the clutch. You know, when the clutch was when the clutch was actually holding on, and how sensitive the throttle was. That way I knew how much I had to give it, how much gas I had to give it, and where all the clutch was actually working. So I did that when I got it at the dealership before I took it home, because I drove it home, and that actually made it a lot easier to drive. It made it to where I knew what I was doing, because this was that was the biggest difference between the cruiser and the sports bike was the throttle control and the clutch. Yeah, that was the biggest difference with the throttle and the clutch. So my friend's inside. I could honk, but I'm gonna do it the cool way. Yeah, the throttle response and the clutch response were the most crazy things. Well, look, that's my friend right there. He's inside. I think he's recording, probably on Snapchat. But yeah, the biggest differences was the throttle and the clutch. It was crazy. It took me a while. That took me longer to get used to than the sitting position. Just because I was used to it. Oh, and then I got gloves, and that made it even weirder. But yeah, I would recommend switching over if you're young and you like going fast. There's no need for it, though, I'll tell you that. There's no need to switch. They both work just fine. They do what you want them to get done. They're both fun. But yeah, guys, alright, I'm gonna take off. Y'all take care.